Hola a todos, bienvenidos a mi canal de YouTube. Aquí vamos a aprender español. Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Spanish World, and we are going to learn Spanish. In order to learn Spanish, the first thing we learn is, let me put them on the board, the subject pronouns. Here are the subject pronouns in Spanish, and I have this little format right here to help us learn Spanish. So yo in the upper left-hand corner means I or me, as you can see down here. Tú means you. Él means he. Ella, she. Usted means you, formal. Nosotros means we. Vosotros means you guys in Spain. Ustedes is you guys in Latin America. Ellos and ellas mean they, but you only use ellas if they're all females. All right, so now that we know those, it's important to know also that in Spanish, all verbs can be put into three categories: AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. If you want to pause and read all that, I would recommend that, but don't worry about it because I'm going to explain it right now. So I'm actually going to get rid of that. There we go. And so since we have AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs in Spanish, we need to know what their endings are, because in Spanish, every verb is conjugated in accordance with who is doing the verb. And so if it's an AR verb, you use these endings. If it's an ER verb, you use these endings. And if it's an IR verb, you use these endings. And let me just put three examples up here for you. Here they are. So if you have hablar or aprender or escribir, and you want to put a subject with them, you would use these endings. For example, yo, I speak. You would use, because speak is hablar, it's an AR verb, you would use this O right here at the end. So you get rid of the AR and you replace it with an O. And so this follows the same format that we have over here, this format right here. So you say yo hablo. Or if we're talking about the verb aprender and I say I learn, then it's, because aprender means to learn, you say yo, and it's an O at the end, aprendo. Yo aprendo. Or if it's I speak, you say yo hablo. Just like that. Or nosotros hablamos. Or nosotros escribimos. Nosotros means we talk, hablamos. We write, escribimos. These endings, they match up with the endings on these verbs. So let's go ahead and go to the next page here and do a little test. And we'll learn some vocabulary while we're at it. All right, so conjugate the indicated verb. The indicated verb is going to be the verb in between the forward slashes. So we have to conjugate it by replacing the ending, the AR, ER, IR ending, with the correct ending based on the subject doing the verb. So remember, over here we have the subjects. These are the subject pronouns in this format here. And then these are the endings that we have to put there. And we're doing it the same way that we did these. Hablo, hablas, habla, because it's o, as, a. Or aprendo, aprendes, aprende. O es e. Or, you know, we write, there's escribimos, or vosotros escribís, or ustedes escriben, escribimos, escribís, escriben. So we go over here, and you have the model, because it says make all grammatical changes, follow the model. Juan y Miguel aprender inglés. Well, aprender means to learn. And by the way, I want to show you guys something before we get carried away with this. Let me stop sharing this and share these flashcards that I made. I made these flashcards just for you guys. So let me click on this and I'll show you all the flashcards. So and you guys can go through these. I'll put the link in the comments and it'll have all the words that you need to know in order to watch this whole entire video and do the exercise afterwards. All you do is you click on flashcards. So click on flashcards and then you just do them. So like ella, what does ella mean? Ella means she or her. Usted means you, formal. Nosotros, we or us, and etc. And there's also some games and stuff. This is not my website, it's Cram. So you guys can check that out. And then also, I put a link to a Peppa Pig episode, and I'm going to give you a homework assignment for this Peppa Pig episode. So watch that. It'll be in the comments. The link will be in the comments below the video. All right, let's get back to this exercise. So, Juan y Miguel aprender inglés. Juan y Miguel aprenden inglés. And so notice it's an ER verb and it's changed to an EN, aprenden. Why do we do that? Because it's Juan y Miguel, which means Juan and Miguel. And so that would be ellos. It's they. This is the first question you want to ask. Who is doing the verb? It's ellos. Let me change my color here. Ellos. So if they are doing the verb, if it's an AR verb, you use this ending. If it's an ER verb, this ending, and IR verb, you use that ending. So what was the verb? Aprender. They learn English. Inglés. Ellos aprenden inglés. So aprender is an ER verb, so we're going to be using these ones, and it's EN at the end. And so we get aprenden. All right, so what's number one going to be? Mi hermana apagar la luz. So who's doing it? It says mi hermana. Mi hermana in the flashcards, as you guys can study the flashcards before or after this video, means my sister. And so which one of these from the format would replace my sister? The answer would be ella. Ella replaces my sister. For example, it can't be yo. Yo means I. Well, that doesn't replace my sister. And so only one of these will work, and it's ella. That's the only one that'll work. It can't be nosotros because that means us or we. So we go over here. Mi hermana apagar. The verb is apagar. It's an AR verb. So now we're going to be using these ones. So which ending do I use? Well, it's ella, right? So we have to use a. It's the lower left hand. We go to the lower left hand. So mi hermana apaga la luz. Mi hermana apaga la luz. Number two, yo necesitar estudiar español. I need to study Spanish. Yo necesitar estudiar español. So who's doing it? It says yo. Necesitar is an AR verb. We use the O. Notice that it's an O for all of them. So there's some overlap in the verb endings. That one's an easy one to remember. Oh. So we go over here and we put an O on the ending of necesitar. Yo necesito. Get rid of the AR and replace it with an O. Mamá y papá bailar en la sala. Bailar means to dance. Who's doing it? Mamá y papá. So which one of these is mamá y papá? Is it nosotros? Are we mamá y papá? No. Is it tú? Are you mamá y papá? Nope. It's they. They. Mamá y papá. They, them. So bailar is an AR verb. So we're going to use an. So we go over here. Mamá y papá bailan en la sala. Papá comprender francés. It's an ER verb, and papá is doing it. So we have to go over here. Papá, that's él. Comprender, ER verb, e. So we go over here, papá. We get rid of this ER right there, and we replace it with an E. Whoops, and E, just with an E. All right. So there it is. Papá comprende francés. Daniel prender la luz. Daniel is el. Prender, ER verb, e. Daniel. Prender has to be like that. Prende. Daniel. Daniel prende la luz. Make sure it's a capital D. Put a period at the end. Get rid of the forward slashes. All right. Nosotros comer la comida. What do we do here with comer? Nosotros is doing it. So nosotros is the upper right. Comer, ER verb, hemos. So we go back over here. Nosotros comemos la comida. Make sure it's a capital with a period. All right. Las niñas correr rápido. Las niñas, the girls, run fast. Las niñas, ellas, they, correr, ER verb, corren, EN. Las niñas corren rápido. The girls run fast. Yo vivir en California. Yo vivir, IR verb, O at the end. Yo vivo. Yo vivo en California. Vosotros vivir en España. So what do we have to do with that one? Vivir. Again, IR verb, is, because vosotros is the middle one on the right-hand side, so it's is, IR verb. Is. Vosotros vivís en España. Ustedes hablar chino. You guys speak Chinese. Ustedes hablar chino. Do you remember what it's going to be? Hablar. Ustedes. We have ustedes right here, lower right hand. Hablar is an AR verb, AN. Plus, it's one of our example verbs. Hablan. Ustedes hablan chino. Muy bien, espero que hayan disfrutado el video y vamos a seguir aprendiendo español. Y no se les olvide suscribirse a mi canal y darle like. Hasta luego.